Sinan, I want to take a look at Germany here because Germany had originally put a block on this sale, citing Turkey's actions against Greece and its record on human rights and democracy. While there may be calm in the Aegean today, there hasn't really been substantive change in Ankara's behavior, either at home or abroad. So why this shift from Berlin now?
Well, that's the interesting question. So we don't have too much clarity about as to why that reasoning or that objection by the German government has been removed to facilitate or to allow the sale of the Eurofighter to proceed to Turkey to purchase the Eurofighter, right? I mean, it could be very well linked to the fact that there's been a change in German government, or more likely there's been a shift in German priorities with the new chancellor. They may be citing reasons, or maybe the British government talked to them saying, look, Putin's intentions inside of Europe is not going to dwindle, and the European threat posed by the Russians is going to continue to increase. It's no time to sort of half measures. And, we need to sort of have as many friends that are sort of armed and capable to challenge the Russian threat. And if that means arming Erdogan as capably as possible to essentially have Europe's southern or eastern flank as capable as possible, then let's proceed. And obviously, Erdogan has been playing the sort of responsible state actor sort of persona for some time now, at least for the last year or so. We're seeing him host supposed peace or negotiation talks with Ukraine. We just had another sort of meeting of Russian officials and Ukrainian officials come to Istanbul yesterday in the last few days to see if they can sort of mediate some sort of talks. We've seen the Turkish government provide arms and weapons shipments, which seem to be unverified at this point, to the new Syrian regime, following the sort of unsettled violence against the Druze minority inside of Syria. Turkey's just renewed its military cooperation with the Somalis. So we're seeing sort of Erdogan present himself to Europe saying, look, we're sort of interested in European security and regional security, so it makes sense for us to proceed with gaining as many, new air defense platforms as possible. Because if you look at our sort of inventory, Turkey's air force is challenged. It is old. It hasn't really added new fighter aircraft for the past 11 to 12 years. Quite apart from its F-16s, it has, an aging and even older F-4 fleet, which it's supposed to phase out. But we have, it's had several units literally drop out of the sky. But, yes, there has been relative calm, over the Aegean, with less threatening escalatory behavior by the Turks in terms of airspace violations and maritime water challenges. But this is the problem why the Greeks and the Israelis are concerned as to what the Turks intend to do with the Eurofighter. We just don't know what Turkey's long-term intentions are. It's calm today, but could it escalate tomorrow? So, well, what are Turkey's intentions? It's like a schizophrenia. They're good one minute, bad the next minute. This is why the Israelis and the Greeks are saying, look, the Eurofighter was intended to defend Europe. There is no telling whether Erdogan could actually use the Eurofighter to actually attack Europe.